All right, we're about to show you our new slider. Check it out. So you can see as we've got going here, we have multiple cameras shooting from all angles. And with that, I'm going to put over here, I'm just going to start pressing buttons. The slider now is going across there. So I'll be editing this in, as you can see, what we're doing to change angles. But here's our slider, and it's going back and forth. And what it's doing is doing a parallax turn. So I've got this middle bar that you can see here set. We found an old piece of lumber we put down there. We need to wipe that off. But this is set to go out towards the middle. So we're seeing us out in the middle, and then go back to where it bends it toward and turns it again to the left. So it's kind of almost, it's not a U-shaped obviously, but it's got a U bend to it. So it's not just a straight parallax that's going out and up. So what that does is it causes our camera then to come to the middle shot right here, and then turn again left, and it'll go over. You can see it's getting that shot almost to the left TV wall, and then it'll go back over, and back to the middle, and then it turns again to the left. Whereas if this bar was straight and went out to the diagonal across from the top left over here to the bottom right over there, it would just go bend to the right. Because now it's essentially turning left both times. That's where it'll position the roller. And it has this awesome effect. So I'll change, it allows us to change cameras. So here's on our recording, we got the host cam. Then we've got the guest cam. And then we have a dual picture, two of our guests. Then we're back out to a little bit wider with one of our Insta cameras, and then a wide shot, and then back to the slider. I'm doing that all with our stream deck, you can see here. So meanwhile, I was on the camera I'm holding my hand behind to get you behind the scenes. I'm just letting you do the slider here. I'm really doing a couple things here at once, but we'll go back to host camera 2, and then the wide shot for 2, and then I'm sorry, that was the guest camera 2. Now we're doing the host camera, and then we'll go back to the slider. And it really allows me to have the camera on the host for a moment, then it switches back to the guest and does all different kinds of different angles of our guest, because it's coming from the far left. This is an 80-inch slider, almost 32 inches. And then it goes back, gets a shot of the host again, and then begins to turn again with that parallax, and goes back over to the left. And then let it go, and then we would say, all right, switch out to guest 2. And our titles are changing up there too, and then host cam. And then we go slider again. And all of this is what you get because we have a dynamic type slider. This slider can tell us what our temperature is here in our studio. But you can see this is so dynamic that it allows, and most of your sliders will do this. I didn't realize this until I saw that somebody essentially said, hey, make it go, instead of just going a straight rod across diagonal, or straight across, or right to left, or left to right, bend it. So it's up in the front here, back in the middle here, and up in the front again over here. And it gives it that parallax turn effect, and it turns twice towards whichever one you're favoring. In this case, I want to go towards my guest. And so we'll go back to camera 1 on the host, camera 1 on the guest, camera 2 for both, a wide shot, back to our slider. Let's see what slider's at on here. And we go on and on. And we go on and on and on. But that's what we get to portray here in our super duper studio. And multiple cameras. You can see here's camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. And down, where is it? Camera 5 right over here. So there's camera 6 over here. So we got 6 cameras, and one of them sliding back and forth. I thought about mounting 2 cameras pointing in both 2 different directions on the slider. I've never seen it done before, but that might allow us to do that too. So let's go back to guest shot, and then back to a slider shot of them. And again, slider, getting them over here. I like the slider on the other end. Normally when you're off to the right, you're over pointed towards the host. The camera's turned that way, but we can cause it with that parallax to be slid over towards the host, but then turn on its own. You see that turning it does there to go over to the guest, but over from a 32 inches away on the other end, which in a studio that's 12 or 15 feet, kind of what do they call it? One of the squash bugs here. Got into our studio. We had a couple of those around here. All right, and back. And camera 3, camera 4, 5, camera 4, which is slider. And you see what we got there. Giddy up. Hope we're having a lot of fun with it. Giddy up.